Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another collaborative podcast. And with that, I'm your co-host, Yousef Moubayedd, and I'm joined by my co-host, Matt Richards.
Oh.
It's a very special episode, everybody. We're celebrating Matt's birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt. All right. So once again, we're joined with more cast members than usual. So everybody, wave hello. All right. So first up on the agenda, guys, the topic is the monopolization of Disney in the entertainment industry and how they capitalize on our nostalgia. Okay. So first up, let's talk about how Disney reached this scale. Is it wrong? Is it right? Give me your thoughts.
Something I can say is that Disney appeals to many audiences. It's not only just kids, it's adults, teens, people of all ages. So that's one of the reasons why it's grown so much. It has a lot of theme parks, obviously, it has a lot of movies. And, they've acquired many companies such as ABC, Fox, ESPN, Marvel. Does anyone want to add into, any more companies that they've acquired over the years?
Lucasfilm.
They have ESPN now.
Star Wars.
Right?
Yeah,
They got 20th Century Fox.
Hulu?
Simpson.
Fox.
They
Yeah.
partnered with Hulu, Fox, yeah. So I think that's one of the major reasons why they've grown so much is because look at all the companies they own and franchises they own. It's grown over the years.
Yeah, well, Disney controls over 40% of the film industry, and basically, if you want to do anything in Hollywood, through them. So you may view that as a problem. Right now, they're not categorized as a monopoly because they're not trying to actively get rid of other competitors. But if they start doing that, you might have the government might start to look at as breaking up Disney into several companies if it gets to that point. But
To be honest, my opinion on it is of course, it's nothing wrong to make money. Make money if you put in the effort and stuff like that. My biggest problem is the way Disney and a lot of film companies that are big exploits a lot of small artists. So for example, these artists who love to animate, love to draw and stuff, you never see them getting credit or anything like that. And usually something that's simple, and usually people like to keep it simple, Disney uses that and merchandises it to get a ton of money, and it loses its original meaning sometimes. So it's a right thing because people are making money, and it's nothing that's necessarily unethical. But at the end of the day, it loses a lot of meaning by trying to get money and merchandising it to a point where there's no meaning for it anymore, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next up, guys, let's talk about let's talk about their motivations behind remaking timeless classics into their new, live action counterparts as of late.
Okay, so we've all noticed we've seen a lot of new live action such as The Lion King, Jungle Book, Aladdin. The reason that I think they're doing this is because nostalgia has always been selling. People always want to see recreations of something that they enjoyed when they were younger. So now they're getting the older cast, like the people who grew up with Lion King and Jungle Book and all that stuff, but long time ago, and they're making them into these live action pictures and stuff that both kids and now adults can enjoy, and just putting a new spin on it. I honestly think that they shouldn't be doing that. They should be making more original films because you're just telling the same story over and over again with no originality. It's getting boring,
Also, what many people don't know is that they're honoring Walt's wish, and in the way in which before he passed, he said that he wants the new generations to experience what the older generations experience in terms of the old classics, The Lion King, Mulan. So I feel like that's one of the reasons why they're remaking so much, just because they're just trying to honor Walt's wishes. But again, that can be redundant for some, or for a lot of people.
I think Walt's wishes, it more interpreted it could be interpreted instead that they should experience original films, not original content, rather than repeat of classics, because it's not just the classics reanimated. It's more like a sequel or something that's completely different from it, I guess. And the whole concept of how you said Lion King, at the time it was original, and the people who saw it experienced it as an original. But now kids who watch the live action version, that's nothing original. That's, I think, that Walt's wishes could have been interpreted as kids want to see something original, that new content should be made. Sort of. I don't know. You could interpret it that way as well.
Does Disney abuse nostalgia? Amy, you were
Okay,
saying.
so I think it does because like, so let's say you were 10 when you watched the film, right? Every 10 years they do like a remake, right? Right. So when you're 10, then the remake, let's say you'll be 20. Like by then you probably have like a kid or something. So then like that gets tickets. So now you're selling for the adult and then the kids. You know, you get what I'm trying to say? So
And then
they're
sometimes,
using it against us.
yeah, and sometimes those remakes don't really capture the original message and stuff like that.
Well, they don't
Honestly,
even use the same voice actors. So
yeah, they use, speaking of, they use celebrity voice actors, and it's never about the actual material, it's about the voices behind them. Like you see, it's just different, you know, like there's no,
Yeah.
it's not about the content, it's about the celebrities more now.
I mean,
Anim-
it's a classic for a
animation-
reason.
Animation and art like brings life to these films, especially and Disney films rather. Like for example, The Lion King. The reason why it's so liked, because it's bright, it's vibrant. These crazy things are happening. Oh my God, there's a tower of giraffes and like elephants on top of that with a bunch of flamingos and spurting water as these colors pass. But you can't do that in live action, no matter like what you try doing. So it severely gets rid of the life and the vibrance and the childlike wonder even of the films, and even the suspension of disbelief, because it's harder to see a very realistic looking lion talking than a cartoonish facial expressive lion talking.
That's another thing I want to
Especially-
mention though, because when you watch Lion King, the actual live action, the scene where Mufasa dies, right, and Scar is telling Simba, "Look what you did," and all that stuff. Simba hardly cries because you can't make expression on a realistic lion. You
it's
can't.
not as impactful as
Yeah.
the original.
Exactly.
And speaking of, it's hard to emotionally connect with these characters when they have celebrity voice actors. Like when you're seeing Nala, you're not thinking Nala, you're thinking Beyonce. That was her voice actor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's when I was watching the movie. I wasn't thinking about Nala. I was thinking about Beyonce. You know, and there was just a ton of celebrity voice actors. It sort of lost its like.
And
I
it's
think-
not even that it's the celebrity voice actors. That's the whole point of the advertisement. They don't go, oh, okay, this new movie. It's like, oh, it's Beyonce for some reason, whatever. Or like for example, The Rock on Moana. I don't really think of him as The Rock. I just think that's the character, because that
Yeah.
wasn't the point of the whole advertisement.
Because animation
But
helps
the
suspension of
advertisement that way.
disbelief. When it's animated, it's harder for you to see that's a celebrity than when it's like a dull, lifeless lion.
That's
Well,
what I was saying in the
the
live action.
advertisement doesn't help.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. On the note of animation, let's carry it over to the next topic. Does Disney exploit its artists and audiences?
Yes.
Most definitely.
I think it wasn't originally intended by the artists to. I think most artists don't intend their work and their passion to be merchandised as crazy as Disney does with all their films, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the whole like Robin Williams example where Robin Williams, when making Aladdin, was specifically like, don't market me, famous actor Robin Williams, as the genie, market me as the genie. Disney broke this contract and Robin Williams sued, but by that point it was too late. Every animation industry nowadays, like Illumination and Sony Pictures Animation, advertise their films based on, look at the celebrity playing this role in my movie. Look at George Lopez playing a funny blue bird.
I mean, yeah, with the remake of Aladdin, as you mentioned, he's just blue Will Smith.
He literally
he's
is.
just Blue Will Smith.
Yeah.
Said they
Yeah.
had Mochi. You guys remember that?
Blue Will
Love
Smith.
that.
Hey, it's me, Will Smith. I make magic.
All right.
Zendaya is me.
So, last up on the agenda, guys. And this might come off pretty vague, but what is Disney's purpose? What is it? I guess I suppose it means, what does it mean to you?
Well,
I mean, from the
okay.
beginning. Oh, you wanna go?
Yeah, sorry. Well, okay, obviously from an audience standpoint, you'd expect and you'd want Disney to obviously convey the point of happiness and entertainment and giving an audience entertainment. But like you could obviously see that Disney's actual intention is to obtain a large profit. And you could see that with everything that they do, from merchandising to exploitation of other people and all of that.
With big corporations like Disney, they also have a penchant for just treating their animators and creatives unfairly. They've had multiple strikes against them. Like, people will protest their standards because other animation studios will look to their standards, and now that they're a monopoly, it's practically impossible for anyone to contest them. Just to finish up that thought, I guess I think Disney just needs to start treating everyone fairly, like their audiences, their workers, everyone, because the higher ups are just not doing a very good job of setting standards for the rest of the animation industry. And yeah.
For sure. I agree. They don't credit them as much as they should. Of course they have the end credits, but all I get is their name. Like, and there's no actual thing. I think it's just very uneven in general industry, not just Disney, that voice actors are seen as, the most talented people, rather than all these animators who do so much work. And all of us, we're in tech, we know how frustrating it is to do stuff like that, and to just get your name in a scene nobody ever looks at kind of sucks.
It's like unseen talent.
For sure.
Well, on Disney Plus, there's a series that basically goes through the whole process of the artists and the voice actors and the people, like the directors creating Frozen 2. And basically the director of the movie said that actually there was a lot of creditation to the people that created, to the artists that created the movie, and they the series showed a lot of the art and the people who were behind the art. And the director said that, without them, the movie wouldn't have been possible. So, I was actually really happy when that happened and when I saw that, because, they were giving credit to the people that basically, did a lot of the film. And you could actually see them go through the steps of the animation process and getting the critiques. And it was actually very interesting. I would really recommend it.
All right. Okay, so just a good discussion, everybody. Sorry. And I think with that, we're going to wrap up this collaborative episode between Another Podcast and What's Up With That. Thank you so much for listening, and tune in next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.